The disciples were discussing how truth is a fundamental duty above all common obligations, when Philip remarked that no one should extinguish consolation under the pretense of honoring reality. And perhaps because Andrew had mentioned the candor with which the Master addressed life's many challenges, the Lord spoke gently and shared this story. A devoted head of a household who fought bravely to gather the means to sustain his family enjoyed a long season of abundance. But from one week to the next, he found himself poor and abandoned by his closest friends due to a massive business failure. Unable to endure the blow the world had dealt to his spirit, he passed away a few days later, tormented by unspeakable sorrows. Left alone with 6 young children, the courageous widow wiped away her tears, gathered her children around the old table that was all they had left, and realized that the disheartened boys seemed completely overcome by grief and despair. Surrounded by so much lament and sorrow, the woman pondered deeply, then withdrew to another room and returned holding a small wooden box, carefully sealed. She addressed the boys with calm assurance. "My children, we are not as destitute as it seems. In this chest lies a precious treasure your father's foresight left for us. It is a fortune capable of bringing us happiness. However, even the greatest riches in the world vanish when they are not nurtured by honest and productive work. In truth, our departed one left us with heavy debts, yet wouldn't it be just for us to repay them while preserving this priceless inheritance? Let us make good use of our time, improving our fate. If you agree with me, we shall open the box later, unless the need for bread becomes unbearable." A bright smile of comfort and joy appeared on every face. No one opposed their mother's suggestion. The next day, the 6 young men courageously began working the land. Renting a large plot, they planted wheat with great care and dedication. So committed were they to their labor that after 6 years, the family's debts were paid in full. A vast farm had been acquired, and their father's name was once again honored with prosperity and respect. Having surpassed by far all the wealth their father had once lost, the sons gathered one evening with their mother to finally discover the long-awaited inheritance. The elderly woman brought the chest with deep affection, smiled contentedly, and opened it with ease. To the astonishment of the children, they found inside only an old parchment bearing Solomon's wise words. "A wise son brings joy to his father, but a foolish son brings grief to his mother. Treasures gained through wickedness profit nothing, but righteousness delivers from death. The Lord does not let the righteous go hungry, but he thwarts the craving of the wicked. He who works with a deceitful hand becomes poor, but the hand of the diligent brings wealth forever." The young men looked at one another with unspeakable joy and gave thanks for the unforgettable lesson their mother's love had given them. The Master fell silent as the disciples watched with expressions of admiration and wonder. After a brief pause, he concluded with solemn insight. "Who would dare call such a great woman deceitful or false? Let our words be yes, yes, and no, no in the solemn moments of life, but never trample on the blessing of encouragement in the uplifting battles of each day. The tender sprout is the promise of fruit. In the name of truth, let no one extinguish the lamp of hope."